Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry about that.
No, not a problem, man.
Never know with these moms and minors, they can run you over if you take too long.
Yeah, they like to run people over. And to
Detention.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry it's not a long
That's alright.
trip. I just can't walk back with the groceries. Man, that storm was crazy last night.
And now it's nice and warm outside. And
Yeah, at least the humidity's gone down with it.
until about probably 9 o'clock tonight when it's wind again.
I was finally looking forward to a night of sleep without like some crazy kid doing fireworks at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then last night that thing blew the fan right out of my window.
Well, let's see. Like I live in Holland, and
Okay.
So most of the fire workers they're pretty much finished up now, so not too bad.
Yeah, I think that's the same pretty much around here. The problem with it being on a Tuesday is that people start like celebrating on the weekend and then straight through. And where I'm currently staying, there's this guy who owns this house across the street, and he only comes to Grand Rapids to that house like during the holiday period. He just does it for like 4 straight nights, like till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh, so make sure to get his money's worth.
I guess. And I'm not one to call the cops on something like that. I just lay there like waiting for it to be over.
Exactly. That's kind of like with my girlfriend. Like she just jumps all the time.
All right.
I'm like, I've lived in Holland for the past 10 years, and it's always the first couple of days before 4th of July, and then a couple of days after.
Yeah. I mean, I moved here from Northern California.
Okay.
Like my parents used to live in a cul-de-sac, and we'd have like a block party where you close the road and all that, which was fun and great. But then everyone's doing it. It's not just one person on a block. So you have the expectation, you know, you're going to be out and you're going to do stuff.
Right.
Last night when the storm kicked, that's what I thought it was again. When I spent it yesterday at the ER all day, so I was tired and frustrated. And so when that storm kicked up, I thought it was fireworks until like the wind blew the fan out the window.
Yeah, it was like this morning. Well, like last night, my girlfriend and I went for a drive like really late night because I didn't work last night. Normally, I do work. Well, then like we went to sleep or whatever. She's like, "Oh, it's raining really bad outside." And I told her to wind up the window. I was like, "Oh, make sure you wind up the window." She goes, "Does it look like it's gonna rain?" And I was like, "Well, you never know."
Never know.
Like, it could get a couple hours, it could start raining. That's what it did. So apparently, she came outside and wound up this window. Thank God. But
Yeah, that would have sucked because it was pouring for a bit.
yeah, that's what she was saying. She said it was raining pretty good, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm blissfully in bed sleeping."
You guys don't live together yet?
Oh, we do.
Okay.
And she just, I don't know, last night she was very restless and couldn't sleep. Me, on the other hand,
You're out?
I was out. I was like, this feels so good to just. We didn't have any kids last night. Like we got, she's got 3 and I've got 1. So we got 4
full
kids.
house.
And so my son went over to his mother's house. Yesterday evening. And then today she picked up her kids. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, that works out. I was like, we can be 13-year-old kids again. You know, that was the plan, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, until you realize you're happy to go to bed at 8 o'clock and no one's bothering you.
Well, we pushed it to, I think, midnight is how long I think we stayed up. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna clock out.
Before I moved here, I was living in San Francisco.
Okay.
And have you ever been to Northern California?
Yeah.
Okay. So I lived in the marina in the city, which is like near the bay, near the Golden Gate Bridge. And we had I liked it there. It was an old building. It was slanted still from like the 89 earthquake.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, rents are crazy out there. Like
Right.
with rent control, I'd been there for 8 years. It was still $4,000 a month for my tiny 1-bedroom. But there was a fire station 2 doors down. So after a while, city noise does become ambient to you. Like you just don't hear it, especially because living in the marina, there's bars and stuff.
Right.
all
Well,
over
like
the
that's
place.
kind of like people that live out by the airport here.
Right.
You know, like
The planes eventually you just don't notice.
it's just like white noise. It's like having the fan going in your room.
Exactly. And eventually, even a fire truck will eventually become close to that. But ever since I got here, like it is significantly quieter, at least out this far. Like I'm moving into this apartment in Heritage Hill, and so I expect some more city noise, I guess. But Grand Rapids is still not a huge city in terms
That's
of
the thing.
people.
Like it's spread out enough to where, like the airport is far enough. Like if you were to move to downtown Grand Rapids, let's say, like right over by the Bob, or over by Heritage Hill.
Sure. Even there, though, it's not millions of people
Right.
walking around. You're still...
At the most, you're going to have to deal with about 5,000 people at any one time, and that's
Right.
only if it's a seasonal type thing like Art
giant
Prize.
concert at Van Andel or Art Price, yeah, exactly.
Because I think Art Prize they estimated like 11,000 some odd people.
Which I'm excited for. That's something to walk around and do.
Well,
It'd be nice to be right there.
It's good for business for Uber drivers. It keeps them busy.
Oh, sure.
The downside is a lot of foot traffic just crosses at whatever points they want.
Right.
Although I did see that Google Google car get smashed by somebody.
This is your life.
I just picked up my passengers. Like, is that a Google car? And I was like, yeah, they did a Google Maps. I was like, they've got like 30 some
But
cameras on.
there was a driver in it, right?
Yeah.
See, and I worked for... I did visual effects for Lucasfilm was my career before I got sick.
Okay.
And I moved out here because it got too expensive. If you're not working in San Francisco, I couldn't afford to live and pay all the doctors. So I knew I'd come out here and not worry about it as much. It's the black brick house up there on the right. But first time driving on the highway to an empty Google car was the freakiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they were doing the street view on the Van Andel. Like they had just updated them like within the past year. When it happened, somebody just came on auto and just boom. T-bone smacked into it, and they were like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen?" I was like, "Well, they're going to have to replace all those cameras."
Well, I mean, like insurance-wise, you're covered, and Google is worth $1 trillion.
Right,
So they cover
right,
making
exactly.
a new car. Even though you'd think, with all the money they make, they're putting some kind of an insurance claim on that.
Yeah,
In Michigan, you got no fault.
Exactly.
Insurance.
All right, Tom. So hey, man. Oh no, you're good, man. Enjoy the moderately warm weather we're having.
I like it like this. It's too much for me.
Oh yeah, it's
like all these like IV tubes and stuff, and if you sweat, like you get an infection or it falls out and all this crap.
very unpleasant.
Granted, I'm just used to California, but if it'll get cold here, I won't be very happy.
All right, man. Take care.
Hey, have a nice day. Have a nice weekend.
You too.